Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is around the world, wherever you are watching. Thank you for joining all of your favorite wrestling marks here today. We are the Groupchat Wrestling Podcast, episode number 67. We have a stacked lineup for you today. First, we have, where do we start? Oh, what better place to start than the number two wrestling promotion, the number two wrestling promotion in the world, that being TNA, Bound for Glory. Last night, a packed house. It was 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000. Check the goddamn turnstile counts. I want it done now.
No one get a tattoo until you have checked those numbers.
Man, I want to get a tattoo of the number. I need to make it official, okay? No, in all seriousness,
Sorry, Will.
I only saw the clips and the highlights from the show last night, and it's like TNA are experts at just always getting in their own way for no apparent reason. And there's no greater example of that last night than the one match I was excited for was Leon Slater versus Javon Evans for the X Division title. And say what you want about TNA, but those two right there in their respective brands, like Leon Slater for TNA, Javon for NXT, those are the two guys that those brands should be built around the next 5 to 10 years. But of course, they're too young. And like Brian, if you haven't seen Brian Alvarez's rant yet on Twitter and on YouTube, he knocks it out of the park. That's their biggest problem right there, is that they're too young. And you know what makes it worse? The fans have bought into it. You're going to hear the fans say, oh, they're too young. There's plenty of time. There's no rush for them. And unfortunately, somebody reminded me earlier, remember two other guys who were too young and no rush to push in WWE? Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, remind you? Huh? Remember that? Mm-hmm. They were young. They didn't get pushed to the moon. And unfortunately, stuff happened, and they are where they are now. You know, I feel in the world of professional wrestling,
it's absolutely mad.
You can't say, oh, just wait 4 or 5 years because they're young now, because you don't know what's going to happen in 4 or 5 years. Unfortunately, injuries can happen. New signees can happen. The next big thing behind them can come up. Like, there's no better time than
jump up and win the New Japan World title. That's still baby. Yeah, you never know. If you grab it while they're young, you catch that moment while you can catch it, because nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow. Especially, like you said, in wrestling. You can have a broken leg. You can anything can happen. Do it now. Don't wait. That's one of the problems with TNA. They drag their feet. If they have something
not just
good,
TNA, but also a WWE issue right now, because you look at the main event scene right now.
And fuck it up.
I don't know if I can name
maybe
one or two guys who are under the age of 40 who are in there.
It's absolutely mad, because right now, you said Leon Slater, he's no better example. Like he is the Lionel Messi of the wrestling world, not just in the UK, but like the whole world. Like, he's just untouchable. Like, he's so fucking good. Like, he's a franchise player. He's a person that you build your whole company around, and you have him sort of go and produce what, by all accounts, is a pretty good match. You know, by TNA standards, it's exceptional. So obviously, people are going to take notice on a card full of just such mediocrity for the most part. It's mostly just like ex-Fed guys and people who don't really sort of, who tried and made a semi-successful career, who then are sort of getting a second chance because they either got released or they left because they weren't really kind of getting over. And here it's like we always say, it's where the rest wrestle. But Leon Slater's just like cut from a different cloth. He's just so good. He's so much better than literally anybody else on the roster, both NXT and TNA.
Leon Slater is the one thing that makes AEW's where the best wrestle only 99% true.
Mm-hmm.
The 99.9%.
They don't have the absolute all of the best in the world. As long as they don't have it. TNA has him, they should be using him.
But they won't, because like Brett said, like and you said, Lucy, they get in their own way. They are the architects of their own demise. So Leon Slater should be like the face. He should be like the AJ Styles of yesteryear. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like someone
Look
who
how good it was when they
build
were
the whole identity of
the
the brand around. He's so good. He's so young. He's got it all figured out. He's great in the ring. You can really make him, just really manufacture something that makes him so relatable to the audience. But no,
this is WWE light now though, and there's a few reasons that Leon Slater probably won't get that position, because it's becoming more and more apparent that this isn't just, it's not a partnership. No, it's not a partnership. No. And Leon Slater ticks a few boxes that halt your progression in WWE, and I'd imagine that'll probably be the same in TNA until he joins NXT and then sticks around in the wilderness there because he's an outstanding wrestler. But again, it's WWE.
They'll probably stick some different name on him. They'll call him something like cut from like just like a random name generator.
Leroy Slither.
Oh God!
You see a name like that. You see a name like that out loud, and somebody's going to hear you, and that's going to catch traction.
Yeah,
but, Triple H is listening in the background. He's like, "All right, I'll write that down."
There's about 50 names going spare now. They've released everybody. You can have one. It can be Summer Sorrel.
Jesus. But just real quick, like what I said about
Yorkshire pun.
Yeah. But just like I was saying about like TNA getting in their own way. Like TNA getting in their own way, like it was how the match ended between Slater and Evans, like going great. Mm-hmm. It hit a time limit draw. Okay, crowd sucked. It sucked, but Santino comes out and he says 5 more minutes on the clock. Let's go. So they go again. They go for another minute. Like they're going at each other 100 miles per hour, and it's looking like it might be one of the best matches of the year. And then Leon Slater looks like he's ready for his finish. The lights go out, and fucking Dorkstate comes out. Darkstate. No, they're fucking dorks. Darkstate comes out and the fans are pissed off. They're chanting bullshit in the 6, 7, 8,000 people that were there. They are pissed off. They are not happy. But like I said, it just get out of your own fucking way. Let these two young goats just go out of it. Just stop. Like it's like, oh, you imagine you take a beautiful cake out of the oven and it's beautiful, it's perfect, it's ready to eat, and then you just pull your pants down and take a giant number 2 on it for no goddamn reason. That's what they did when Darkstate came out. Why would you do that? This is pay-per-view, not weekly television where you can do that stupid shit here and there. No, this is supposed to be your biggest show of the year.
I saw people say, they're building to something. They're building to...
Oh, yeah.
To what? What's bigger than this?
It's bound for glory, man. It's like it's like that whole tweet that was it WrestleVotes, which said all that year, those months ago when there was a perpetually bad Fed show.
It was after Survivor Series last year.
Yeah. And they said, "Oh no, this is by design." Like, wait,
oh,
and it's gotten like we're still waiting. We're still waiting.
It was
they said, it's bad, that's on purpose.
That's on purpose.
I think they said like now starts. I think they said now starts like the trend of like great television going forward in the future, and it's like 1 year later, like we're still waiting to see that.
Now it starts. This time they're changing the creative team.
It's the genesis of McGillicuddy.
The thing is as well, like just really quickly, I don't want to beat this drum too much, but on the same show, like not only did they have that like kerfuffle, like the best match on your show by a clear distance, they sort of go to like a non-finish, but also fucking Tessa Blanchard, known racist, fights a non-wrestler for like 6 minutes, and then they have I don't know. It's like
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either. I'm looking at Cage Match right now, just to remind myself of the results. But no, but apparently, and I saw the clip of this actually, was when like they had like a gauntlet like battle royal kind of thing, and they did the whole Lex Luger Bret Hart thing in that Royal Rumble when they had 2 winners. Because they go for it's the last 2. It's Nick Nemeth and Frankie Kazarian. They do a superplex from the top turnbuckle, and then they just sort of sit there on the ground, like holding each other. Then they both move their legs up at the same time, and then 2 referees count 3. So they had their crown jewel winners of this. This is like a Money in the Bank cash-in thing, I think.
The call your shot.
And the crowd was chanting bullshit. The crowd was loudly chanting bullshit. And TNA is no stranger to that. It's quite incredible. And then after the Leon Slater Javon Evans thing, like they had the fucking double tag team title tables match, the Hardys and the Dudleys. I mean, I'm guessing you've seen the clip of when Bubba Ray Dudley turns around and the Hardys throw the chairs down, and then they throw him through the table. I mean, like I don't think I've seen anything as cringe as that this year. I don't know about you.
I mean,
I've seen that bit. I didn't. Yeah. It's nostalgia's a hell of a drug, isn't it? Really, it's a WWE special, that though, isn't it?
It's a WWE production in general. I mean, like,
if you remember,
they're
when
not beating allegations.
No.
They're creating new allegations. But if you remember, when TNA was legitimately the number 2 company in America, all the way back then, they were focusing the younger talent. They weren't waiting for the tomorrow or the future. It was like, no, this is now. AJ Styles, go on, get out there. And then when it started to just plummet, when it started to plummet, it was when they started relying on fucking WWE legends. Some of the WWE guys that came in were phenomenal. I will never, ever say they were wrong for bringing Christian in. But, yeah, it's every single time. They're not confident in their own people. So they bring in the WWE ones. They wheel them out, polish them off.
Yeah,
it doesn't work. It didn't work.
TNA's been doing that for a very long time anyway. They've been banging that same drum for fucking decades.
It's where mid-carders go to die.
Yeah, it's where you could have a semi-successful run in the Fed, but if you're never going to sort of reach that top level, then for ages, they would just think, okay, right, well, I'll cut my losses and I'll go try my luck here. And then actually you realise like you're actually like a really big fish in a small pond there. But you know, they have always, you know, one of the things which made it really, really special was the X division. It was like the thing that sort of was like the cruiserweight division of like WCW. It was like its own thing. And the 6-sided ring was like a bit of a novelty. They had this sort of identity. They had something special about it. So you could sort of almost overlook the main event scene, which was very, you know, kind of old and, you know, not as exciting, but the X division sort of made up for it. And they had like, and they were focusing on like tag team wrestling a lot more, and so there was lots of things to enjoy. But then gradually, you know, that sort of lost favor in favor of you know, just the X Fed guys, because they could, you know, draw a house ish, and before you know it, then NXT comes through, and then people who were synonymous with TNA, people like Bobby Roode and whatever else, Samoa Joe, you know, they all kind of they said, well, I'll just go try NXT then. So because they never really capitalized on their full potential, and that's TNA, just TNA in a nutshell. Anyway,
TNA, the wily coyote of wrestling. That's what I'm concentrating. That's what they are. You can have all these great plans in the world, can do what they want, and they will always find some way to fuck it up. Always, no matter what. You, like we said, Jerron Evans, Leon Slater, match of the year contender, Darkstate. Fucking tag team titles. You got the Hardys versus the Dudleys. Devon Dudley hasn't been in the wrestling ring since before any of us met, and we've known each other like 5 years nearly this week. You know what I mean? Like what the fuck?
It feels longer.
Listen, right?
I was just hoping that, like, yeah.
We've given a lot of time to TNA Bound for Glory here. It wasn't one for the record books. Evan Slater was good. Shall we move on to an actual pay-per-view that our viewers want to talk about for this weekend upcoming? Or we got anything else we're going to cover before we
before?
Yeah, we're going to quit. Got to touch on this morning.
Like,
Yes.
Before we go on to WrestleDream, we got to talk about the big coronation in New Japan Wrestling.
We do. But first,
yes.
I shockingly have a T-shirt for this situation.
So do I. That's why I'm...
How many wrestling T-shirts do you own? Do you own more wrestling T-shirts than other T-shirts?
Yes.
Like 5 times more. I have, yeah.
You have like a whole closet full of them, don't you?
So many.
So many.
But I bought this one from the man himself. Oh, shit. All right, sorry, Rex Gallagher. From Progress. He was wrestling at Progress. And I bought this from Takeshita himself. He was lovely. He was huge. What? What are we laughing at? Are you laughing at my T-shirt? What's wrong with it?
That T-shirt's awesome.
You fuckers. What's wrong with my fucking T-shirt? It's very nice. All of you appreciate Takeshita. Look at him.
Yeah.
Look how happy. Look how vicious he is.
Yes. Oh no, we
He's all fuck off. Right, that's it. I'm not talking. I'm muting myself.
Listen, we all appreciate Takeshita, who is the new Japan World Heavyweight Champion. The boyhood dream has come true for Takeshita, because anyone knows about.
Boy?
I mean, yeah, he's a little baby, according to Yuka. But I mean, if you know Takeshita, like, this was his dream. He wrote, like I said, he wrote papers on New Japan about German suplexes and all this stuff. Like, his dream was to be at top on top of New Japan Pro Wrestling. So the boyhood dream did come true, beating Zack Sabre Jr. This morning. And speaking of this morning, like I don't know if the universe is paying attention or if the universe is just perfectly aligned, like all the planets are lined up in a row. Takeshita won the New Japan World Heavyweight title on the same day as Don Callis' birthday. Insane. That is crazy, man.
You just know he's gonna bang this drum. He's gonna say something like really fucking profound on like Dynamite. He's like, my only son. But then Okada's just gonna look around and he's just gonna be like, oh wait, no.
There's a painting in the works. Mel Coleman, don't. Whatever you're thinking of painting.
This is the
it.
easiest segment on Dynamite to produce right here. It writes itself. Like I said, Takeshita comes out, congratulatory celebration for him. Callis is cutting the promo, and he's cut this promo a couple times in the past with Takeshita, but there's another layer that you can easily write to, like, Tony, just give me the pen, and this would be a 10 out of 10 segment for Dynamite. Callis is going off, he's saying, better than Ricky Dozon, better than Omega, better than Ibushi, and then Takeshita snatches the mic from Don Callis.
Better than Okada.
Looks him right in the eyes and says, better than Okada. Come on, it writes itself right there. Just go with it. Right before the tag team match at WrestleDream with them versus Brodito for the tag team, you just add that layer of like contention and tension between them going, like, it writes itself. I mean, in a perfect world, that would happen.
Oh, yeah.
That's why they've added new members, isn't it? Because they're losing either Takeshita or Okada. And I think it's got to be Takeshita. Now he's won.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
they take him out. He fucks off. Spends time because they can't really have their world champion as a tag champion in AEW.
I doubt it. I'd be really surprised. And plus, depending on how serious Bandito's sort of shoulder thing is, if he worked that Wednesday or the Tuesday rather, then I don't think it's anything really to worry about.
That is the one time, if Bandito needs a bit of time for his shoulder, absolutely put the tag titles on them, let them drop them quickly, and that's how you do the split.
But even so, I don't think if in a perfect world, I don't think you dethrone Brodito right now, like, because I think, like we said, like they're really hot at the moment. They're really like on fire, and they've just really struck gold. And yeah, the crowd love them. The crowd fucking love Bandito and Brody together. Like, they just have such great chemistry. And it's, keep this going until Buddy Matthews comes back. Because I want to see that. I want to see what happens, what unfolds there. So keep them as tag team champions. You don't need to belt up Okada and Takeshita, because that's a whole story in itself. So they're going to lose, and that's going to set the stage for what happens between now and not just World's End, but Wrestle Kingdom in January, because Takeshita, I know he's got to defend against Goto sometime between now and then, but that could be the match. That could be in the Tokyo Dome, Okada and Takeshita for both titles, like the Unified and the IWGP. Imagine that. Like, that would sell some tickets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think the only way they do this, they have Okada and Takeshita win, is if Bandito needs time off. Something happens, then they immediately drop those titles again to a returning Buddy and Brody, which I think was the plan all along. I would take that.
Yeah, it depends how close Buddy's return is, because I know he posted...
And how bad Bandito is.
It depends if... Because last I saw that Buddy, it was an ankle injury, and like there was a report, I think Sean Ross Sapp, or it may have been one of the other reputable ones, said that he wasn't like near, but I know he posted the hourglass emoji with an image of himself on his Twitter, so got people talking. But yeah, I mean, I think right now for me, I wouldn't dethrone Brodito yet, because I think they're just really, really cooking on all cylinders at the moment. So I would keep them as they are. And like, the tag division's stacked enough. You need like an actual tag team. If you're going to dethrone them, I'd rather it be like on an actual like established tag team in the division, because Takeshita and Okada, they're just sort of doing that, dynamic where they're trying to kind of coexist for the betterment of the family. And yeah, they won on Tuesday to get the match, but I don't think they're going to, like, they're not going to have the same luck twice, I don't think. I think Takeshita is going to take the loss, but it'll be Okada will be in a position probably to help him, but won't, and then he'll walk off or something like that. Ooh. So then Takeshita's like, the fuck you doing? Why are you leaving me hanging here? That's what I think. That's what I predict kind of happens. Anyway,
okay. What else have we got going on?
I think that's it. I mean, we just went to the tag team match for WrestleDream, so I say let's go right into
Let's do the rest of WrestleDream. Come on, then. I'm looking forward. There's a couple of matches specifically
Absolutely.
I am so fucking hyped for.
So you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. Like normally we finish with the main event, but we're not gonna finish with the main event with Hangman Joe. We're gonna start right there and there because I wanted to start with this because this is Hangman and Joe right here. This is where, like, in the world of professional wrestling, where simplicity is the best option to take sometimes. Like, you don't need no overdrawn or drawn out storyline to get to the end goal, which is a great match, like a great, match at the pay-per-view. I mean, it's simple right here. It's Hangman's the champ. Joe felt disrespected during that trios match, and that was a spark that reminded him of, that he's kind of been wasting his time. Well, not wasting his time, but he's been distracted with side quests, with the trios title, with the Death Riders and everything like that. But in that moment, Joe was like, I'm fucking Samoa Joe. I'm the former AEW World Heavyweight Champion. You haven't beaten me. You never pinned my shoulders to the mat to win that title. And let's go. It's number 1 versus number 2 right there. It's 2 top dogs just going at it right then and there. And that fucking promo that they cut on this, on the homecoming episode, like, if you weren't bought in before, you definitely are now. I mean, shit, who is more of a credible threat on the mic than Samoa Joe? Like,
he's one of the best. He's one of the absolute
top
best.
Top 5 all time, arguably. I mean, top 2
sure.
maybe in the world right now. I mean, if someone who makes you feel, who is emotionally invested, like, oh man, this dude's gonna
he can sell you on a match, even if it's with like a not really, like, if it's with a match or with an opponent that you're not really excited to see, like, what happens. Give him the microphone, and 5 minutes later, you're like, yeah, I'm so in. Like, he's one of the few caster characters that can do that, like, just like that. He's the last of a dying breed, really.
We also have to remember that Hangman hasn't beaten Joe.
Exactly, yeah, because it was the only match that they had, I think, was at Revolution 24 when it was the triple threat between them two and Swerve. Yes. So, and I think Hangman was the one who took the fall, or it took the submission, or however it ended. Hangman was the one to take the loss. Yeah. That's what led to Swerve winning the title off of Joe at Dynasty. So there's personally, I think this could be really good. This could be a sleeper match of the night for sure, because I know there's not been much in the way of build. It's sort of happened quite last minute. But I'm excited because Joe always goes out in main events, and I think he's one of the best.
Does it main event though?
I think so. If Hangman and Fletcher could main event,
there's too much criticism that Tony Khan will see online with about Hangman's reign. He's very aware that people see Hangman very differently when he's champion compared to when he's chasing for the title, and I think he'll be very aware of a lot of criticism, whether it's bad faith, whether it's coming from a good place. I think it has to finish the show because of that, because I think if you don't put it last, then it's all guns blazing for him. The only way it doesn't go last is if you have the women's world title match go last. I think you have to have a world title match go last. Otherwise, if Moxley main events over Hangman, considering probably a fair look at the way they've both been presented since All In, it leaves them open to a lot of criticism that's quite easily avoidable by having Hanger and Joe go on last.
While we're on this note quickly, we do have a question from the Griteo on the Discord where it feeds right off of what you said there, Mark, which was about how he asked how, like, has Hangman's title run lived up to everyone's expectations? What do we all think? Because I think that does kind of play into the perception of it, doesn't it? So
can I jump straight in? Like, my issue is that, again, this kind of, for me personally, coincides with last year. The NFL season started and the booking definitely it drops off a bit. I think TK's maybe got some focus elsewhere at this point of the season. I think Collision suffered significantly the last few weeks with it. I did want more. I think he has done absolutely everything with what he's been given. The actual match quality, you can't dispute it. The match quality has been really good because his match quality is always really good. The match with Carl Fletcher was amazing. The match with Josh Alexander was amazing. The match with MJF I thought was outstanding, barring one odd moment. I think he has done exactly what he can with the material he's been given. I think AEW struggled with this regular pay-per-view format because it was so successful when we only had 4 or 5 a year. And I do think the way that they prioritize the wrestling over the promo side, which again, I'm all for because that's why I like AEW, but I think that you to do that and then have pay-per-views every 4 to 5 weeks, it's a very, very hard act to juggle. And I think we've shown that with Hangman's start. It's not been bad at all, but has it reached the expectations, or has it come close to how Hangman was built from Revolution until winning it? Nowhere near the same level.
No, of course. Like he's one of those characters where, like, the destination, like the journey is always going to be more, worthwhile than the destination. So, and it's always gonna, when they reach that pinnacle of like him winning the title at All In, obviously it's gonna sort of take a little dip here and there. 100%. And I think you're bang on the money there. I think he's with what he's been given, like he's sold me on the matches with MJF, because there was a feud earlier in the year which they came back to, and it was a good match at Forbidden Door, the Fletcher match. Yeah, again, kind of came from nothing. Yeah, I agree, and I think this one I don't think will be any different. But going forward, like going from like Full Gear onwards, I want to see like a really kind of like a long-term, like booking sort of storyline for Hangman, where like his sort of like he's almost like questioning himself again, like adds where the championship really adds another depth to his character. I think because he is the main character, he deserves it, and it.
Yeah, he's. Look, I thought the MJF stuff again. As you said, they revisited it. They only had 4 weeks. They knocked it out of the park. I really enjoyed the build to that. Barring the bit of a dodgy moment when they kind of changed the stipulation, that wasn't great. The build with Fletcher didn't feel anywhere near as good as it could. With what he's done with Joe so far, the promo last week, the way that the belt drop led to this was great. But my issue is that he still doesn't feel like the main character. He felt like the main character in the build, and that is an issue they had with Hangman last time. Last time, I think it's because TK had such an obsession with getting that title onto Punk, and that was always going to be the journey from when Hangman won the title. He was going to lose it to Punk down the line, and it was kind of just you were just rolling over till then. He had the great match with Daniel Sinner. I think winter is coming. The Adam Cole match was good, even if a bit predictable. This time again, we feel like we're going into the same area of like. I don't know. It's a really hard one to pinpoint.
Mark, you keep going in and out.
Your sound keeps going off.
Right. Okay. I'll shut up for a minute and sort that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About. So I'm going to take over. I'll come up.
Yeah. What does everyone else think?
In that case, then, all right. So I agree that this. They haven't done a huge amount. This I have loved, because I'm a Joe girl. Always have been, always will be. I mean, I'm not going to cheer him over Hangman. I'm not completely crazy. But if it was anyone else, I would be cheering Joe. Do any of us actually think Joe will or even should win this?
No. I actually wouldn't be surprised if they dropped the trios titles on Wednesday. I genuinely wouldn't be surprised. Because LFI seem to be being... we've seen this about 10 times with LFI. They start getting a bit of momentum, then it just stops. Then now it feels like it feels like right that Joe should be the reason, or, the catalyst for them losing the titles. Maybe Shibata takes the fall, but it was a result of Joe being distracted by Hangman, and then that kind of adds another element to their title match. Maybe. I could be wrong. I could be just,
Sammy could get involved too, because Sammy's not in the match. It's Rush, Dralistico, and Mortos. So Sammy could get involved. He could run distraction on the outside. But like you said,
Sammy has taken this to another level for me. I absolutely love
I fucking love I love the pairing with him and Beast Mortis. Like I said, those segments they do in the back with him translating for Mortis, and now Mortis is like wearing the sunglasses like all the time. That like I said the other day, he's living the best life possible. I mean, I don't care. Like you could pin Mortis all you want. Like he's living his best life, man. For obvious
I want
reasons.
A segment of Ty Mello and Mercedes Moné just watching them like our men are fucking idiots.
Yeah, probably so true.
Absolute morons.
Yeah,
but no, I understand I understand like the maybe feeling about Hangman since winning the title at All In, but I kind of look at after WrestleDream, you'll have your longest build to a pay-per-view when you look at it, because it was all short builds like leading up to Forbidden Door and All Out. So I think and Full Gear is like their last like big main pay-per-view of the year. So I expect like we'll get like something more full-fledged, more drawn out.
Full Gear is Hangman's show, isn't it? We're going to have something phenomenal for Hangman at Full Gear.
It's the pay-per-view where they tend to run kind of rematches, like big rematches. Like we've had Moxley and Cassidy there last year. Well, MJF Hangman could be a good one, but
he's got
if he was
sitting there, if he's finished filming whatever it is he's filming again.
If he was, now he thankfully has to actually give at least a week's notice. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get an MJF appearance in the main event.
That's what I'd like. I would like Full Gear to be MJF Hangman. Officially, the contract has been cashed in.
Yeah, that would be cool. Like, and
There's
build
so
that
much more
across like the next like couple of months going into like next year. Because MJF doesn't need anything more to do with like Mystico or Mark Briscoe now, so he needs something.
No.
And I think the Hangman thing, because if we still have that sort of thing to revisit of where he was in the mirror after Revolution and he punched the mirror and said, "You're a fraud." MJF's like not done with Hangman. I don't think. I think there's something more you could tell there.
MJF's going to win the title.
To me, what I want.
You reckon?
Absolutely.
100%.
What I want from MJF is go on, Mike, Mark.
No, I was agreeing. Yeah, I think MJF. I think he's the heel that has to win it off him, and then he'll probably hold it to All In next year and lose it to Ospreay. That's what I think will probably happen.
You don't think they're going to sort of turn it to Kenny just like for one last run because we don't know whether Kenny's going to be like around or how long he's going to really be around for? You think it's going to be MJF? That's quite interesting, actually.
I think he might. I still think that they might somehow move towards Hangman and Kenny for Full Gear. Again, like Andy's not here, so we can celebrate the possibility of a face-to-face dynamic without him losing his shit. I think that's the kind of match. Like, again, we're revisiting something from 4 years ago when obviously it was 2021, wasn't it? Those two last four.
Yeah. Yes.
I think they should have one more match. We are clearly, no matter what some people are saying, we are saving Kenny for probably matches that he wants to have now, and I think that he'll want to elevate Hangman's title reign as much as possible. So if his title reign starts with beating MJF, Carl Fletcher, Samoa Joe, and Kenny Omega, you might argue about the build to these matches to some extent, but you can't argue about the quality of opposition that he's beaten.
No.
Oh, well, you can't ask for more of a build than Kenny Hangman, can you? No. Especially now with all the character development Kenny has been doing.
Because
now Ibushi's injured, he's looking at the friends that he does still have. What do I still have that I can cling on to? He's stuck trusting Jack Perry at the minute.
Yeah. Do we think that there's still going to be a match possibly for Kenny at WrestleDream announced this week?
I hope so. No. I think it's not going to be Andrade because he's booked for another show. I mean,
is that this weekend that he's booked for another show?
It's the same day as WrestleDream.
Yeah, I think it was going to be a tag match.
I think Kenny and Andrade fight on a special episode of Dynamite coming up. But
right. Put them on Blood and Guts.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
That'd be good.
That'd be a contenders match. Blood and Guts.
I'd be up for that.
Yeah.
I'd be up for that. But I think I don't know who Kenny faces. Probably if he wasn't already booked, I'd have said
Josh Alexander, surely. The guy that took out his other half.
You've got to put him on a pay-per-view, man.
Oh, of course, I agree. I think I think in a logical world, him versus Fletcher, because Fletcher in storyline was the one who put him through the table, but Fletcher's tied up with Mark Briscoe at the pay-per-view. So I don't know. I really hope we get a Kenny match because it feels like it just needs that one more money match.
I agree. Yeah, badly.
Because I'm looking at the card right now. I think we only have eight matches on the main card right now, and 2 on the what do they call it now? The
tailgate brawl.
The tailgate brawl. I mean, which I guess was a success the first time they did it all out, so they're gonna do it again. But I mean, I wouldn't even mind if it's a Kenny versus Josh Alexander. Just get him on the card, give him 15 minutes in
the revenge match. Yeah.
Yeah, revenge match. Because remember,
either Kenny or Mike is gonna twat Josh Alexander at the pay-per-view. I think for hurting the beloved Ibushi.
Oh. I'm so gutted for that, man. I'm really so gutted.
In kayfabe, I mean.
When I was watching, that match, I didn't know when that spot was coming. I was watching through my eyes, but when they went up to the top rope, I was like, "Oh no, here it comes!" And then I was like, "Oh fuck!" But they can't play
all match. I was
it happened, and I mean, it's might as well. They did tie in a story because I'm guessing the original plan was for Mark Davis. Mark Davis did come back, and him and Josh Alexander did beat him down. So I mean, you can run another Omega Josh Alexander match. You took out Ibushi, so I got to take you out on WrestleDream. You could do that. I don't care. Just get Kenny on the card, and the world.
Yeah, I imagine it was going to be a tag 100%. Match originally, but
maybe it was.
Yeah, the Golden Lovers versus Josh
Alexander and Davis.
Davis, yeah.
Which I'd have loved, but all the love to Ibushi, who I absolutely fucking adore.
Do you know what's mad? Is that he broke a bone which is so hard to break. It's like it's the femur. Apparently, it's harder than concrete. Yeah, it's mad.
It's like the strongest bone. Of course he did. Of course he did. He's not going to break some shitty little pussy bone, is he? He's going to go for the big one.
He's going to go for one of the big ones.
Is he?
No,
he's not.
He's not going to break a finger.
He's breaking a phalange and being done with it. Go big or go home.
Right.
Our younger viewers won't have a fucking clue what that means.
What?
No, they won't.
No, it's a shame, but yeah. Right, let's go through the rest of the card. Let's go through the rest of the card.
Let's go.
Let's go. We got a rarity. We got a women's singles match, non-title.
Yes,
we got Jamie Hayter versus Tekla, blood feud match right here. I mean, we know the obvious direction of this match. This is going to be build towards blood and guts next month in November right here. But I mean, we're finally getting a match to conclude the feud between those two. And honestly, this is one of the matches maybe on the card that I don't know who's going to win. This could be an easy toss-up. I mean,
absolutely. This one's really hard to call, I think. Yeah.
I can come up with reasons for both of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mark, you tell us.
Like,
go on, Mark, who's winning? None of us know.
Who's going to... whoever wins is going to have a world title match at Full Gear. It's an unofficial number one contender match, right?
You'd think, yeah, you would think. The winner of this one goes on to fight Statlander or Tony.
So I think Jamie Hayter v Statlander at full, but then again, it's another face v face. You know, both world titles being face v face.
I think Jamie's teetering on the edge.
I want to see Statlander v Hayter on pay per view. That feels like a really big match, and again, her v Tekla will be great. But I still feel that we could build up her having a world title match a little bit further down the line. So because Statlander v Hayter feels more unpredictable. Statlander v Tekla means that for me, Statlander's going to retain with consummate ease. So me personally, yeah, I'll say Hayter's going to win.
See, if you'd have asked me like. If Tony was still the champion and Tony was going into this pay-per-view as champion fighting Statlander one-on-one, and then we still had the Jamie v Tekla match, I'd be 100% betting my money that Jamie Hayter would win to fight Tony at Full Gear. But now it's obviously swapped, so I don't know. Like, Jamie, to me, doesn't really feel like a clear-cut babyface. I think she's kind of towing the line a little bit. So unless we get Jamie like turning heel like in the next sort of few weeks before Full Gear, then yeah, like that match versus Statlander is probably the direction that I would go in. But again, I don't know. They both make a compelling case based on their work that they've done this year alone. Like Tekla has been one of like the best parts of like the women's division, like one of the best additions. So I wouldn't be upset that. Yeah, go on.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows when Jamie Hayter last won a match on AEW pay-per-view?
On pay-per-view?
Last won a match? Was it against... was it when she won the title?
Was it her title?
It was her one defense on pay-per-view. March 2023, beat Ruby Soho and Saraya. Don't remember the match, I'll be honest. Was I there? No, I was there in 2024, wasn't I? That was the last time she won on pay-per-view. She's lost 4 or 5 in a row since then. So she's overdue a win on pay-per-view, basically. Same way Hangman went through that spell, didn't he, when he kept losing? So
yeah.
she needs a win to build her back up because she's not been booked overly well since returning well over a year ago now. It's been very stop-start, hasn't it? So I think that a big win for her here wouldn't go amiss.
Yeah, to be fair. But then again, like Tekla, you know, if you have her lose, then, you know, what does she do? Is she she's just kind of floating? Because I kind of feel like, for Tekla, she needs to sort of be granted with a title program to really show what she can do. Has Tekla lost in AEW yet? Has she taken a pinfall?
Match, she's obviously she lost obviously in the 4-way, but then her record is
she didn't take the pin.
I'm scrolling through singles matches here, and I'm going to say with safely no, she's not.
So she's kind of undefeated in singles matches. Okay,
she hasn't taken a pin yet. Yeah.
Okay.
She definitely hasn't taken a pin yet, yeah.
Oh, yeah, see, it's a tricky one. I'm really looking forward to it, though, because it's not only just the fact that it's, you know, it's the match that has a kind of discernible feud behind it, but it's one of the first ones that I can remember since, was it like Britt Baker and Saraya at that Full Gear a few years ago when it was the only like non-title women's match?
Mate, how depressing is that to say?
That's crazy.
We had Statlander, we had Stat and Willow, didn't we? Have the hard
Stat and Willow, but Stipulations.
Last year.
That's terrible. Like this is, I mean, and that's the thing. We're like, oh, this is great. Okay, but then this needs to be the norm going forwards. Like Willow should be on most pay-per-view. Like Willow's one person I want to see more than anyone, man or woman. Legitimately. I want her on pay-per-views all the time. I want Statlander on pay-per-views all the time. I want Hayter there, Mercedes. I want Aminata to get far more opportunities than she does on there. Like, and again, the women's tag title is going to hopefully get 4 women on the card more often than not. But the fact that there has been a big improvement with the women's booking, there's no two ways about it. But these have been, it's been a very slow process, and this is proof of it. The fact that we're going back 14 months since the last non-women's match on pay-per-view. That's not acceptable. In no way is that acceptable with the division you've got. Being honest, in 2020, it was acceptable to some extent. The division was weak because all the women were tied up elsewhere that you really wanted to see. And so I did understand it then. Now it's completely inexcusable when you've got 10 women that can put on matches up there with the majority of the men on the roster.
This is it. Like,
look at Willow on Dynamite, on Collision. Sorry,
yeah,
that match.
Exactly.
She was absolutely phenomenal. Although everyone's praising that match, I did not like it, but that's a different story. Willow was absolutely incredible in it. Absolutely loved it.
Griteo kind of asked the same, on top of that, like on the Discord again, about the trios division is a good sort of segue here. Good names that can go for the titles, but who was it? It was. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Sorry. You could actually integrate, intergender kind of wrestling a lot more. Like I think AEW did a pretty good job of it on Collision. I agree. I wasn't really
massively disagree.
Do you think so?
I did not
I haven't
like
seen it, so I can't judge. What's disagreeing with it?
It was an excellent match. But every single time there was a woman in the ring with a man, she would dodge every hit he threw at her, but he couldn't dodge a single thing she did.
Okay, fair enough. Fair
and
enough.
I hate
That's valid.
If it was someone like Darby Allin in there, a fast mover was dodging everything fine, but that's not what Willow does.
Right.
Yeah. I didn't. I was just waiting finally for, sounds awful, but for them to thump her and for her to take it and hit back. But it didn't. It was the usual, a man suddenly can't hit anybody, anything at all. It's not like he's hit himself in the face.
Right.
And it takes, I am happy to suspend disbelief. I will believe that Darby Allin can beat up Brody. Absolutely won't hesitate. But for Cash and Dax not to be able to get a single hit on a wrestler, no, I didn't. It was a great wrestling. Didn't like the match.
That's fair enough. That's completely fair enough. But I mean, I was thinking
intergender wrestling means intergender, not
sure.
A man chases a woman round.
No. It's very kind of like outdated in that sense. Like I've seen some of the some of my favorite intergender
the
matches.
Machine before, obviously, it's not.
Well, there was the bit, wasn't there, when Willow was laying into Dax, wasn't it, when she was hitting like moves left, right, and center, and the crowd was going absolutely mental. I mean, I was going to sort of throw it out there that would be a good way to get more women on the card if you actually sort of integrate them with another division like the trios or something like that, like where there's possibly
I'm not saying they should have one world title, but
no,
now and then let somebody thump a woman, a wrestler, treat them like wrestlers, not like fragile dolls.
That's completely fair enough. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, it's reminiscent of like a bigger issue where, again, for the cards that you're putting on and for how like stacked your women's division is, there's not really an excuse not to give them like the time that they deserve. But again, it's probably that whole thing of where, like again, wishing yet again, probably for like the 100th time this year about Dark. Like Dark was a great way to get visibility and get reps and build stories that like didn't revolve around like titles and stuff like that. It was fantastic, but we're at a point where that's probably not going to come back like at the moment, but it needs to if we want to sort of see this kind of progress, because it's a great vehicle for moving these kinds of stories forward. But
well,
anyway,
I am really looking forward to the women's match on the pay-per-view. I am a huge Tekla fan. After knowing nothing about her, I've jumped right on the bandwagon. So.
Oh, she's great.
Absolutely.
What else have we got? Yeah, she's phenomenal. Everything about her is amazing, and she can talk as well, which I think Triangle of Madness needed. They needed a mouthpiece. She's really added to that. But talked about that enough. What else have we got going on?
Yeah.
We got the tag team match, Young Bucks versus Jurassic Express, the $500,000
Lucy, take the floor.
Match.
Lucy, just take the floor.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Wild.
Okay, I'm about to shame myself. Yeah, Jurassic Express. BTE's on tonight. I haven't seen it yet. Apparently, Nick was wearing AI glasses when they beat up Jurassic Express. I thought he was just too poor to afford contact lenses, but yeah.
How could he afford that? He lost no money.
There you go. It shows how affordable AEW tickets are if the Young Bucks can afford them to sit in the crowd. That, you know. But yeah, Jurassic Express back together. I don't even care. It's tempting to say, oh, I want Jurassic Express to win because I love them. On the other hand, it would be hilarious to see Nick somehow lose another $500,000.
Yeah.
I want them to bring back Pimp My Ride and see what they do to the scapegoat bus with $500,000.
That exhibit's just going to be backstage waiting to pimp that out.
Yeah, driving around, Luchasaurus with his head out the window like a dog. I would love that.
It's exactly what they should do.
I don't know. I think I like the Brook. Yeah.
No, I was going to say, that's exactly what they should do. The Jurassic Express should definitely win the match and then use a good chunk of that money to turn the scapegoat bus into the Jurassic Express. Literally that.
Yes.
And we need it like Jurassic Park like colors, the green, the yellow, the red and everything. And I want to see like a behind the scenes, like look how Jack Perry, he made his tools, how he made the TNT title and everything. I need a behind the scenes look at them just transferring that bus into the Jurassic Express, and just show like footage of them every week, whether it's at Dynamite, Collision, pay-per-view, them pulling up to every arena and just like greeting the fans outside. I think that would be cool.
We can
just make shivs and stick them as wheel spokes.
Yeah. We can have like a mad scientist thing in the back where every now and then Luchasaurus gets his gecko DNA or whatever the hell it is Jack's doing to him in there. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I've changed my mind. I know who's winning, and it's
God, you're easily led, Lucy.
Yeah.
Oh, I would be the first to join a cult. So easy.
It's your dream member right there. She'll believe anything you say. No,
absolutely anything.
So just on this match, again, another question for the Discord about this mon. From Dunner 3, top lad. Does anybody think we could be seeing a swerve in the Jurassic Express story? And I don't mean Swerve Strickland. Is there a heel turn in the pipeline? Do we think that's?
No.
Lucy says no. I mean, I kind of predicted that, but. Does anybody else think that there's some nefariousness at play?
So what they're gonna break up already, or the team will turn?
Maybe not. It's a very open-ended question. Like, is there a heel turn in the pipeline already? Not necessarily on Saturday, but like over the course of like the next couple of months. Like, do we suspect?
I envision that. Yeah, we'll keep having Jack Perry treating him like shit. The crowd will get really sympathetic behind Luchasaurus, and then he will eventually turn full-blown heel with him, and there'll be a heel tag team together. There's no point in breaking them up because Luchasaurus will be lost again, and this is where Jack Perry works best. Get the tag titles on them eventually as a heel tag team. That's perfect for me. I think that's the way forward for them. It gives two people that are both again, day oneers basically. It gives them something to do. And again, they'll be investable. Like Jack Perry is far more interested in a tag team as a single star, in my opinion. And the same definitely goes for Luchasaurus. He's the dopey henchman who is terrifying, but is also a bit dim.
Yeah.
No, you could not be more wrong, Mark. Honestly,
I'm factually
disappointed in you. You are factually incorrect. You are the most incorrect it's possible to be. If you try and take that song away at any point in the next 12 months, you'll have a riot on your hands. We have waited so long to be able to cheer Jack Perry. We wanted to cheer him when he came back. We were yelling, he's our scapegoat. No, you cannot take him away yet. You can't take the song away. Give it a year. Put the tag titles on them, but do it as a babyface.
I don't think they're turning heel anytime soon. At least not now. I think what will be really telling is, again, I've banged this drum for so long, is the match that they will have with Cope and Christian, which will happen. That will be when we start to see the cogs turning. Whichever way it goes. But I think if they're going to do that, then it doesn't make sense for them to be heels. I think Christian's not a babyface. Christian's still that kind of asshole that he claims to be. People are just cheering him now because
Satan.
Right. So it's like Christian's still going to be the same sadistic person, like unforgiving, like father figure. He's gonna just chat shit about Jack Perry's dad and just chat shit to Luchasaurus.
Imagine what he'll say about Luchasaurus.
Right.
His entire species is extinct. Not just his dad.
He'll say it's a shame that pneumonia didn't take you out or something like that. He'll say something to that effect.
Shame the Ice Age didn't get you too.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. He'll
probably
just
the Natural History Museum pointing at the statues going, is this your uncle? Is this your dad? Is this your mum? Yeah.
You know that, but no, they're not turning heel, I don't think. Sorry, Donna.
No.
Also, I forbid it.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to the match, though. I think I think Jurassic Express win. I think that the Bucks are going to get close, and they're going to be again just sort of going through this phase of where they have to try and win as much as try and win money basically. And no, it's some of the best stuff that the Bucks have done all year. They're fucking fantastic. It's gonna be a fantastic match, and I'm looking forward to seeing what comes of this. But yeah, I think solidify Jurassic Express as a tag team in the division again with a proper win over the best in the world, and solidify them in the division and just kick the ball rolling.
Yeah,
seems like it to me.
Yeah, sounds like a plan to me. Okay, next match, we got the trios match. We have the Demand versus the Hurt Syndicate. I'm not gonna lie, kind of odd.
No, it's
kind of odd that they go from the street. You go from a street fight on Dynamite now to a regular trios match. I kind of feel like that's odd. They should have done the reverse. Yeah,
100%. We criticize a lot of other companies for odd decisions. This is an odd decision. Again, if you have the normal match and then it's a street fight, that's great. This match could do with one more stipulation match, in my opinion, outside the I Quit match. This was I'm assuming they must have something pretty big in store for this, a debut, something's got to happen here for them to have made this decision, because it's very odd.
It does. It feels
then,
like the
Really
match
odd.
needs another something, whether it's elimination or whether it's tornado or something like that. The street fight was fun. Like, I mean, they work well together. I'm not saying that it won't be good or anything like that, because it will, but it does need to be taken a step above. I think maybe it's like I don't know. Maybe they do like tornado, 2 out of 3 falls count anywhere, whatever it might be. Just have them go a bit mental. But it does feel like they're having it on pay-per-view. I was looking at it, I was like, not really sure about how I feel about that. But to me, I think we're getting a new member of the Hurt Syndicate here. I think this is when the new member that they've rumored about turns up. Because they touted about it like a little while back, and it feels like on pay-per-view it could be a vehicle to sort of again take them to that next step, because they've needed it. And fair play. I've liked this feud, but I kind of want to see them go in a different direction for from here on out. So
quite agree. I'd have done it in the reverse order had the street fight. Again, like you said, if there's a debut or another stipulation, I'll eat my words. But as of now, we can only go on what we know now. And it seems like it's gone in.
Why not announce the stipulation?
Intensity, and I'm not.
They should announce stipulation at the same time, though. I
think we'll do it on Wednesday. I think they'll do it on Wednesday because they got the Hurt
Yeah, do it when you announce the match, unless something's happening to cause it, or like you said, a debut. Yeah, agreed. It's still going to be a great match. I'll enjoy it. But
it'll be good. But
if there's nothing else happens during it to make it special, then I'll think they did it in the wrong order.
It'll be good, but it's kind of like the match. I'm kind of if I'm ranking it, it's probably on the bottom. For me, as far as like excitement and looking forward to. So I think maybe the less said about the match is probably the best.
Yeah, I love all the people involved, all the individuals involved.
100%.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
but
the GOA have been elevated like quite significantly with their involvement in this feud. I think like this is the most like I've really enjoyed like watching them. Like they've never been like abundantly bad, but it's just I think the association with Ricochet is really working for them, and the Hurt Syndicate like clearly like working with them. Like when Lashley and Toa are sort of in and amongst each other, like it's really good to watch. So I'm expecting like more of the same, but give me. I reckon on the match that they're going to have they're having a tag match on Wednesday, so I think that's going to spiral out of control. There's going to be no clear winner, and then that's when I hope at least that the match of the pay-per-view gets taken up a notch, and just get some crazy stipulation.
Okay,
what is a trios match? What is
and you still have the debut. I mean, you could do cage, you could do like just falls count anywhere, tornado, Texas death kind of thing, but
Stampede. Give them a stadium stampede. Okay, let them fight in the rafters.
Something like
the hell they want to be. Yeah, I'd take it out of the ring. Is somehow.
Yeah.
It feels like it needs that and it'd be a good way to tie off the feud. I think
maybe like a parking lot brawl or something
debuting,
like that.
You've got all sorts of
something like that.
All kinds of places they can lurk and jump out of, can't you?
Good shout.
We haven't had one of those in a long time. I think the last one was Best Friends versus Mox and Claudio when Sue came out and like Mox scared the shit out of Sue, like she had to run away.
This is a great choice. It's a logical choice. This has to be the way now.
I hope so.
Now we'll see what the conclusion of the... Was it Dan or Brett said parking lot brawl?
Yeah, we'll see the conclusion because, like you said, it's Lashley and Benjamin versus the Gates of Agony on Wednesday. So we'll see what the fallout is from that match. If they hopefully they add something to it, but we shall see. So on to the next match. Let's go with the women's world title match. We have Statlander versus Toni Storm. Mm-hmm. Right. In my opinion, I think the outcome is going to be obvious right here. I don't think you have Statlander finally win the Women's World title at All Out to take it off just a month later. No. And I think it's actually good for Toni to lose this match because I think this will hopefully add an element to her character where she keeps slipping further down that hill of madness, where you kind of look at her demeanor like the past couple of weeks and it's like just she looks kind of not herself, kind of empty without the title, in a sense. Like, maybe she feels like she's losing her star power in a sense.
She's losing her red too. If you notice, sometimes when the camera was on her, the lips were even though she was wearing red lipstick, it wasn't showing red. It was just black and white. She's lost all her colour.
Interesting.
She's lost a lot of her sparkle. So I think she loses this again, and her outfits have been a lot more. She just got the slicked back hair.
Yeah, she got the gloves on as well.
She came out looking like Gorgeous George at the Forbidden Door. She was amazing, but now she's all pared back. She's got the hat on and everything, but she can go that crazy noir, LA Noir detective style, trying to find her lost mojo if we
like
want.
Gene Money. Yeah.
Yes. There we go. I will take that.
I'll take
but
that.
Agreed.
No.
Chris win.
Tony's not winning the title back this soon. Statlander's not even had the belt like a month yet. I think that it's way too soon because it feels like the new theme music, the new sort of direction that they seem to be giving her, feels like we're primed for a fairly sizable Statlander run. And despite I'm kind of glad Andy's not on this call because he'd be going on a 5-minute tangent about how it's the worst decision ever. But no offense, Andy. But I've got an open mind. I'm waiting to see where they go with this and think that hopefully they'll absolutely turn up. It'll be a fantastic match again. I'm really looking forward to it. But the outcome's pretty clear, and I think like we talked about earlier, I think the winner of Tekla and Jamie is Statlander's next opponent, unless we get like. Unless there's another cog in the sort of Willow story that's waiting to be found out. Because did you notice that she said to, was it Harley on Collision? She says, like, I've got another partner for you. So I can't, essentially she's saying I can't really tag with you in the tag team sort of division, even though I know you want it, but I know someone else who might be. So I feel like that could be a prelude of things to come.
Harley's a tag team orphan right now.
For now. Well, she's tagging with Willow.
Christian Cage will be there.
Yeah.
If she's an orphan, Christian Cage that's your new tag team partner. But is it so we're thinking Tony joins Harley then?
Well, maybe. I mean, I'd love that. I mean, I think maybe Mercedes because they have
Mercedes. It's Mercedes and Harley make so much sense in the world, and I would go a step further. I would make Mercedes and Harley your inaugural women's tag team.
100%.
Right there. Because let me say something. I will go out on this limb. I will go out on this limb and say right now, the teaming of Mercedes and Harley, I think, can be more entertaining than Better Than You, Baby.
Oh gosh,
I think that praise. Dynamic. I think those two, you give them the same amount of time that Cole and MJF had. Just the dynamic between Mercedes and Harley. I don't care. You could tell on camera. I think Mercedes loves working with Harley. I think they
100%.
They bring out that element like that.
Could be her idea apparently.
That could be your modern day like rock and sock connection. Like you have obviously Mercedes and like
rock
just
and
the total
puppets.
opposite. There you go, puppets. Indeed.
Rock and sock puppets.
Exactly. Like, I mean, dude, make those your inaugural tag champs. Like, it accomplishes two things. Number one, people will be pissed that Mercedes wins another title. Cool, fuck you, cry about it. But you get Harley right there. Like, I think they would make it work. It would knock it out of the park. And guess what? Mercedes holding the women's tag titles, you guarantee it's going to get TV time. That's what you want, right?
Yeah, but she already gets TV time.
But I'm saying you have Harley with her, then another tag team that they're facing. So I mean, there you go.
I don't. Jury's still out because I don't know. We still don't know when the belts are coming, and we still don't know like other like names in the in the. Presumably they do a tournament. Presumably they do some kind of qualification entry, kind of sort of series of matches to get people like in the running for it. But if you ask me today, I'd say like the first choice to me feels like Megan and Penelope, like both of their first titles. It's Penelope's first title with the company if she wins the tags, and she's been there. She's a day oneer, it feels like so overdue. And, Megan's like, she needs a title if you want, if you ask me. But again, I'm not opposed to that idea. I think certainly make them like like an act and, going and building a feud with like someone like Megan and Penelope. But yeah, I mean, it's too early to tell really. I think that there's, but going back to the Statlander thing, I think, she sort of implied that she can't tag with Harley because she's too busy kind of focusing on like the women's title. So to me, it feels like that's going to play into their eventual splitting off, and maybe we get like whoever Harley's partner is takes sympathy. Then maybe that could be a future sort of challenger for Statlander. Maybe I don't know. I'm just pulling shit out of thin air here, but hey,
that's what we do 90% on the show.
Absolutely. Yeah. Nothing like rampant speculation based on
that
nothing
was on the job
but
description
opinions.
when I applied. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's a clear cut for me. Statlander's winning. Statlander's retaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cut and dried. You have to have it. You have to have one. You get the rematch. The champ always gets a rematch. But two, Stat needs. She pinned Tony last time, great, but she needs to beat her one-on-one to really establish herself as the champ. So yeah, agreed.
Right. So next we have the TNT Championship. Kyle Fletcher, Mark Briscoe, the fifth match between both of them. I think it's
Hear me out.
Oh boy, here we go.
Briscoe.
Really?
Everyone's saying Kyle is going to win. Yeah, fuck it. Mark Briscoe. Have him do it.
See, if you'd have asked me a year ago when it was between like Garcia and Adam Cole, I would have said, fuck it, do it then. But now that Fletcher's got it, not for me. I think Fletcher's really legitimizing the belt more. It's needed it for such a long time. But no, Briscoe can be the one to dethrone him, if you ask me. I said this a while ago about how him taking a loss here is like, it doesn't really affect his stock. He can lose to anybody and it doesn't really affect his stock because he's basically like this generation's Mick Foley. Like everyone loves him. He's still Mark Briscoe, and nothing's gonna affect that, even if he loses a title match to the future of the company, really. I think Fletcher's on a real roll right now, and he just lost to Hangman at All Out, so I don't think you have him lose twice in successive pay-per-views. So for me, no, I think Fletcher retains.
Okay.
Yeah,
before you vanish
soon.
again.
Oh. Yeah. What say you, Mark?
Retain. It'd be a fun match, another rematch, but yeah, it will be good. I'd love to see Briscoe win, even if he drops it back to him shortly afterwards.
Yes.
But it feels like I'm down for that. I'd pop if Briscoe wins. Don't see it happening though. Albeit, if there's going to be a title change, this is the most likely one on the card, I think.
None of you share my vision. It's fine.
I'm definitely not opposed to it. I'm up for it, but I just don't think it's going to happen because
I do.
What's the score between Fletcher and Briscoe?
I think they got 2 apiece.
5-0. Is it?
Yeah,
I thought he'd lost like 1,000,000 times. Briscoe.
It feels like it, doesn't it? But
yeah, all right, okay.
No,
cool.
I think they got 2 apiece, so I think this is the rubber match technically.
Yes.
Like since Fletcher's been with the Callis family, like in this role that he's in, he's beaten Briscoe twice, I believe, and so I think this continues. And I think, yeah, like I said, if you'd have said when the TNT was really kind of really low down and very second fiddle between whatever like Adam Cole and Daniel Garcia were doing, I think Briscoe at the time would have made perfect sense as a TNT champion because he was on TV regularly and he was in quite high profile programs. He was on TV most weeks, and that's what the TNT title should be, if you ask me. So he would have been perfect like a year ago, 6 months ago. But nah, right now Fletcher's really sort of elevating the belt for me. It's too soon, and I think we need that shot because now that Takeshita's got the IWGP title, we need that shot of like Okada with the Unified, Takeshita with the IWGP, and Fletcher with the TNT. Plus, Andrade won Crash Lucha Libre title like not long ago. Josh Alexander's the MLP heavyweight champion as well. You need like all the belts, man. Like I think it's too soon to take that away.
He can take it back at Full Gear, but no, I just want a few weeks of Mark Briscoe with the title holding up more and more crazy open challenges every week.
I mean, that...
I don't think they're going to do it. I predict they're going to do it. They're going to see the vision.
Okay. You know, before going to the last match, like you mentioned Kyle Fletcher with the Don Callis family. Actually, yesterday, I think, was the 1-year mark of Kyle Fletcher turning on Ospreay at WrestleDream in that triple threat last year. And listen, 1 year with the Don Callis family, like, we have seen 1 year where, don't tell me that Don Callis is not a big influence, like not just with his family, but on Kyle Fletcher. Like we knew that that Fletcher had potential, that he was always good in the ring, but just the complete metamorphosis we have seen from him, just all around, like from his presentation, his look, everything. This man is exactly how you would build a professional wrestler from the ground up. Like he can do it all. He can work. He can talk. He has the look, the presentation of not just a superstar in AEW, but in any promotion would be lucky to have this man as a top guy in a promotion. That's why Tony was smart to lock him up for a contract extension as soon as it was available. Like he's not going anywhere. And like last month at All Out, it was the litmus test of right there. Can he be a future world heavyweight champion? Can he be the future face of this company? I think he passed that test with flying colors, and it's just scary to think he's 26, maybe about to be 27 soon. He's not even in his prime yet. This guy is so fucking good, and he just keeps getting better and better and better. And like literally, I don't think this man has any limit. I mean, well, this guy shouldn't have a limit. He is the protostar, you know. I mean, so there is no limit on this guy. Like you said, I mean, whether it's been Kyle Fletcher, Takeshita now is the New Japan World Champion, Okada, you know, the Unified Champion, Alexander, the MLP Champion, and Andrade, the Crash Champion. I mean, there is no better unit than the Don Callis family right now, and there is no better manager in the entirety world of professional wrestling than there is of Don Callis right now. I mean,
but he's this generation's Bobby Heenan.
Oh, fully, 100%.
We've got to start making that. I would never have compared anyone to Bobby Heenan, and I'd have yelled abuse at anyone that dared. But now I think there might be someone.
But so before we go any further, Kyle Fletcher needs to go to NXT to learn how to work. It's obvious. Fuck Stevie Richards.
He needs to look the nose. Where's the hard cam?
He needs to learn where the hard cam is.
Well, there's fucking room in NXT. It's a revolving door. At the minute they're booting people. It shows the difference. Somebody's injured a couple of times in NXT. They're showing the door. They're injured in AEW. The owner of the company turns up with a bouquet of flowers.
Yeah.
You know,
says we're all thinking of you.
Do not go to NXT.
He's the biggest sweetheart in the world, man. I can never hate that guy. But
we'll eat him last.
Yes. But before we move on to the last match, the I Quit match, like you brought up NXT, but I want to just briefly talk about the WWE ID news that we had about a dozen or so
the releases.
Released, then let go or not renewed. I mean, it's crazy. I think we're a couple weeks, I think October 29th, we come on the year anniversary that the ID program was started. And like, let's not have any illusions of why this program was started in the first place. This WWE ID was started to completely put up an entire wall, a barrier around all the independents and any pending free agents here in the country for AEW to not get their hands on. And let me just say it has been a spectacular failure on epic proportions. When you look at the signings that AEW just had this year alone, like I know I'm going to miss some names, but let me know in the comments who I missed. I mean, Speedball Mike Bailey, Kevin Knight, Megan Bain, Tekla, Mina Shirakawa, Josh Alexander, Ace Austin, Andrade coming back again. Like there's almost a dozen guys, and
El Clone.
El Clone as well, like almost a dozen, and we could keep going on and on. Like, so the ID program is a complete failure if you're trying to keep like main free agents going on. Guess what? All right, you could have your barrier along the territories here in the country. Guess what? We could go international and the bigger promotions outside where the talent is far more experienced. They're ready to go immediately. They don't have to start in the minor leagues of the minor leagues of the minor leagues, because that's what ID is right there. Like, no, I could bring in a Speedball and a Kevin Knight and a Josh Alexander. day one on TV. They know where the camera's at. They know how to work a crowd. They know how to work a match. They're good to go. So I mean, it's just the WWE ID like premise was a complete and utter failure, and I don't be surprised that within the next few months it's terminated completely.
I hope so, because all it does is it just sends a bad message to like people who work really hard and work probably like a second job to try and fund their training and to try and sort of just get a big break, and that's how it's worked for a long time. And all this is doing is just sort of restricting the pathway. If they want to go to WWE, that's fine. Like, there's no begrudgment there, because that's what they've invariably grown up with. But all it's doing is it's just limiting the pathway and giving them free rein to say, well, if you sign up to the program, we can then essentially control how far you go and then just cut you within a moment's notice. And they don't get paid very well. They can usually get paid more on indie bookings, like alone, if they were doing it themselves, than they would through the ID program anyway. So it's counterproductive. Wasn't it Shotzi who was saying, like, not long ago when she got released, how when she did a few GCW dates and whatever, she said she made more in a weekend than she made in a month. And that's not even through ID. That's through like a main roster contract. So, and the whole thing is it's symptomatic of the Fed's sort of idea to monopolize and desire to control everything and to pay wrestlers like far less than what they think that they're worth. Whereas AEW is now driven demand for talent, and actually they can demand like more money, and it creates a more profitable and like lucrative and competitive industry. So like the whole premise of it was really, really flawed from the get-go. It was never going to work. It's fucking pathetic. So yeah,
it's dead now.
Yeah, we can only hope.
Pretty much. As good as it's on its last legs, anyway.
Oh yeah. Also, like people were saying about how there was one particular, a couple of talents who were in this line of releases who they're saying, oh, she's too good to be, to be let go. Like AEW should sign her. I've never even seen her wrestle. I think her name is Jin Tala. I think it was. People were saying this like nonstop. I've never seen her wrestle. I can't find her any clips of her wrestling. Like, can someone enlighten me?
Everybody that's released, there is call to sign them. AEW is not a rescue centre for homeless wrestlers. It's just not. And didn't Will Ospreay say that if you want to be in AEW, you go and you prove yourself on the indies? Mm-hmm. A lot of wrestlers already have done that. But I can name quite a few that I would sign that are currently on the indies before I started taking the ID releases.
Oh, for sure.
Charlie Evans, for a
100%.
start, please.
Absolutely, yeah, Charlie Evans, absolutely, with 100%.
Is the number one. Yeah. All right.
Anyway,
speaking of
let's
AEW,
go on to the final match.
One match.
One match left.
One match. I mean, speaking of dead and possible unaliving, the I Quit match, Darby Allin and John.
Murder.
Because what the hell are they going to do in this match that they did not do in the coffin match last month? Like, let me just real quick before you go, Lucy.
I'm a bit anxious about this one. I won't lie.
I am too, because look at how Dynamite just ended. You had fucking Darby coming out there with mace, a taser, and then about to light a fucking Molotov cocktail, and then that fucking security guard just tackles him into the trash cans.
No, that's not the way to go. You can't get more extreme and think it'll make Darby quit, because it won't. This is a man who cut a promo on top of Mount Everest. He doesn't care about the physical crazy stuff. You have to find what he cares about, and that's why they're going to drop Sting from the rafters, lower him down with handcuffs and a bag on his head, or possibly already in a body bag. Or they might do it to Sting's son that Darby's been like working with recently. That's the only way you get Darby to quit. He would let you stab him in the face before he quit. So you can't threaten Darby. And Mox has said himself, I don't know what I'm going to do to make you quit. Because there's nothing you can do.
Set Sting on fire. Set Sting on fucking fire. Then, like, that's how you end the pay-per-view. Sting.
Why?
That's fucking elder abuse.
Why does every episode end with fire? Every time with you guys.
That's fucking elder abuse right there.
I could go for Bryan Danielson.
Come on,
he's
do it.
right there at ringside.
Why not?
No.
That's your answer to everything is fire.
I mean, I don't know, because I was convinced that Sting was going to turn up at All In with Darby to fend off the Death Riders, but do you
That's
really
why I think they're using him for this?
I mean, I suppose in Greensboro is blood and guts, isn't it? It's Greensboro, so that's usually where he makes a name for himself, isn't it? So it wouldn't surprise me actually. That'd be a good shout. You know, if Sting, even if he doesn't do anything physical, like maybe just he takes a bump or something, and then Moxley like has a gun to his head and says to Darby, "Say I quit or I blow his brains out." Maybe something like that.
Go back to fire. Go back.
Right.
I've watched Dexter recently.
Get a rocket launcher involved. I don't know. I mean, like, or just no. I think
bring a bear.
I think Darby is going to try to use the Molotov cocktail again. Mm-hmm. And the Death Rider is going to get involved. Oh man, like Wheeler Yuta is going to be suspiciously overdressed that night, like in that action. And
he's going to have wearing a hazmat
if you see him
suit.
if you see him have like gloves on and a hoodie up, like just be prepared. Like let's say Darby's about to throw the Molotov, Yuta pushes Mox out of the way, turns around, and then
Mox drags Yuta into the way. Like,
yeah.
Oh man!
Because what if Darby tries to threaten a Death Rider? There's no way. Even for Marina, I don't think Mox would quit. He's done it before. If you remember, was it Blood and Guts? He quit to save. Who did he quit to save? Was it Yuta? Am I remembering right?
What if it's Renee?
That's what I was going to say. The only one would be Renee, and I don't see Darby sink into that level.
No. That's pure heel work. You turn on Renee, that is the most ultimate act of a heel in history of wrestling. You don't fuck with Renee.
He might threaten Marina to be like, let Sting go, but Darby is laser focused. He's got tunnel vision on Mox. That's why Darby keeps getting fucked up, because he keeps forgetting about the other Death Riders. That's why we need Blood and Guts. Darby needs a team around him.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. It's Sting. I'm telling you, it's either Sting or Sting's son.
It's more likely to be Sting's son, isn't it? Because they did
I'd like that.
Because Sting is fully like this is it. He's not wrestling ever again. Like he's fully 100% retired, and then that's like so. His son does feel like
in the makeup.
Yeah.
Do this. Yeah.
Something like that. Maybe he appears, but maybe doesn't. Obviously, doesn't do anything physical. But it does feel like it's calling out for like a Sting sort of cameo, because do you remember when he said like the other day about sort of stooping to that kind of level of violence? Like he said, I would never do that to Sting. And he said that about a year or two ago. He said, I would never, ever hurt Sting. And Andy would use this as a jumping off point to book Darby turning heel on Sting. But I don't think
Sting.
Yeah, but no, I don't think that's happening. But
No,
I mean, I think this one, it's very much, obviously it'll be violent and crazy, and some crazy shit will go down, which is like, is tantamount to every pay-per-view. It happens at least once, but I'm more interested to see what happens post-match. I think if they are going to do blood and guts, then personally, I wouldn't have a men's blood and guts match. I think if you're only going to do the one, make it a women's match, because that's what needs to happen for me.
Yeah. It undermines.
But if they are going to do two, like a men's and a women's, then I think the men's one, it makes sense for it only to be Death Riders versus Team Darby. But I personally wouldn't do it.
I would. I think they've been building to the men's blood and guts for longer than they've been building to the women's. I think it's the obvious.
But Jamie Hayter said it. Jamie Hayter came out on that Collision and said blood and guts.
She said 3 words, but like to me, that's what this feud has always been building to. And to say, no, we're not doing it, we're going to let the girls have their moment. No, it doesn't undermine it. It complements it. It's a blood and guts show where you have blood and guts matches.
Let the men.
No, I think it's.
Let the men start the night, because let's say if they do have 2,
there you go.
Like if they do obviously that, one would start and one would main event. Let the men go first, and then let the women main event. Because I mean, when you think about it, I would say the opposite. Like as far as the match itself, I'd say the women have kind of been like building to it a little bit longer, because especially with the heel.
This was before Darby went to Everest. This started.
Yeah, but I feel like with Darby though, it's been more personal, like with just him and the Death Riders. Like there hasn't been any indication or any inkling of like anyone team with him around. That's what I'm saying. Like at least with the women.
So much. Look at Orange Cassidy. There was all that sort of, you need to step up and help. You need to accept help from. No, I disagree. Definitely think the men's has been building longer.
It's either, if they're going to do one, I think it needs to be the women, because it feels like it's the culmination of a series of feuds that they've been having over the course of like several weeks of TV, well, for months rather. And it feels like that's a real history-making moment, and it should rightfully be celebrated. But if they are going to do a men's one, then it makes sense that it's the Death Riders like Moxley, Claudio, Wheeler, Garcia, and Pac. And fuck it, throw Marina in there as well. Like, make it 6-on-6, then Darby teaming up with 5 other baby faces. Like, you could pick like so many people out off of like top of my head now, but personally, I don't know, doing 2 on a special episode of Dynamite where it's like 2.5 hours maybe. The blood and guts matches tend to last an hour anyway, give or take. So I don't know, it feels like it's a tricky one to predict. Unless they, because they did, if you think about it, I mean, I know it wasn't like 2 rings, but at Forbidden Door, they did do the lights out steel cage. So they did kind of do that big match anyway. It's a tricky one.
Well, I mean, there's definitely going to be a women's one. Like, you're not going to say the words blood and guts and there not be in a match. Like,
right.
Tony would get dragged through the mud, deservedly so, from both sides.
Rightly as well.
No, there's definitely going to be a women's.
I'd be riding the horse that was dragging him.
Yeah, no.
I don't get it.
Like I said, I can imagine if there wasn't one, I can imagine Sky Blue just crying, bawling her eyes out, like, "Damn, I wanted to get thrown off the cage or something like that."
Who's talking about fire now?
Women. That's Sky Blue. It's Sky Blue. It doesn't count. She's allowed to set people on fire.
Yeah.
Well,
she's only It's just little Sky.
It's just
she can do it as a treat. Little scamp. So who's winning? Do we know?
Fuck.
Mox or Darby? I think Mox wins because
he gets Sting or his son involved.
Or he goes after Brian. If he takes out Brian, I think Darby would quit for Brian too.
Do you think he'd quit for Brian? I don't know if they have that kind of relationship. I don't think. If it was Sting, absolutely it makes sense. But I don't know whether Darby's ever really been that close with Brian. Like,
Brian gave Darby the bag last time, if you remember.
Well, yeah. But does that mean Darby's gonna kind of like quit for? Maybe. I don't
know. What do you? Oh, Mark's back. Would answer a question. Would Darby say I quit to save Bryan Danielson, not Sting?
Yes.
Yeah.
You reckon?
That's 2 for yes.
Because he's a good guy.
Dan's saying no.
I'm not sure. It doesn't feel like they have an established relationship like that.
I mean, just because he helped him out last time. He pushed him the bag with the plastic bag in and everything. He's put himself at risk to help Darby.
I think they do. I think they have a strong. I think there's enough there.
For all his bluster, he's a bit of a bleeding heart. I think he'd quit to save an injured hedgehog.
If you don't save Bryan Danielson,
he's the only pillar that's never been.
He'd probably quit to save his skateboard. If Moxley was trying to threaten his skateboard, it's like,
don't even joke
cut
about
it in
that,
half with an axe or something. He'd say, "Stop it! Don't! I quit!
Right. Brett, do you think he would to save Brian?
I mean, yeah, because who doesn't love Bryan Danielson, man? And also,
that's true. It's not about Darby; it's about Brian.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he would quit for Bryan Danielson, especially if it's a situation where we know about like Danielson's like neck troubles and head trouble. Like if it's something where if it's a steel chair wrapped around his neck or something around his neck where he's in immediate danger where it could cost him not just the rest of his career or his life. I mean, shit. I mean, who amongst us would not quit to save the life and the career of Bryan Danielson?
And if you wouldn't, then I am judging you harsh.
No,
anyone in his comment section says they would not quit to save Bryan Danielson. I am gonna yell at you in the comments.
I would do it. I'm probably wrong. I don't know. To me, it feels like Sting is an obvious candidate for that like life or death kind of situation where Darby
Sting's the obvious candidate for Darby, but Bryan is the obvious candidate for Mox to go after. So.
It does feel, because he took a bump at All In. He took the Basaiku knee. He's got to be cleared. He's got to be able to sort of get involved physically.
Well, no, I'm not through his teeth.
I'm not sure because I think it was an interview after All In where I think it might have been on the Bella's podcast where Danielson was on, where I think some of the moves that Danielson did, like, in taking out the Death Riders in the Blue Panther match, like, I think he kind of said, like, he wasn't clear to do some of those moves. So we don't know, like, was it the knee he wasn't supposed to do or the dive outside? I mean,
or was he just lying?
There's always that possibility.
I don't trust that guy. He's so clever with how he speaks.
He hung around Cody too long.
evidently.
Yeah.
Hopefully not. Well, yeah, I predict Moxley wins. I'm going. I think again, Darby can lose to Moxley, but when Darby gets that eventual win, I think that's when we'll see them sort of split off and do their own thing. To me, it feels like the Death Riders have kind of hit a second wind. I'm really enjoying what they're doing at the moment. Like for a while, like earlier this year, like they were comfortably like the least interesting part of TV, but now they've really kicked it into another gear since the Hangman feud, which I'm really quite like impressed with. Like they've really turned a corner. So I kind of don't want to see them like split, but if it does happen, I think it's going to be a mutiny against Moxley, and I think Claudio's going to be the silent killer, like the one to pull the trigger. But I don't think it happens now. I think that happens like down the line. But so that's to me, I feel like
Claudio's the real, I think, maniac of the group.
He's the most sadistic one of the lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he just needs a fluffy white cat to stroke. Be like, yeah, I have been waiting for you, Mr. Darby.
And that could propel Claudio into like, you know, the main event scene, if you like, because if he's the one to turn on Mox and cast him aside, say you've gone too soft, Moxley, you know, your time's come. That could kickstart
due to Moxley what Mox did to Brian.
Right? It could kickstart like the whole, you know, the second chapter in the Moxley and Eddie Kingston story, which we all want to see happen. But Claudio
we do,
running...
I don't think we do that.
No, I'm not saying on Saturday. I'm not saying like as soon as this, but like way down the line. But it feels like like long term, Claudio to usurp Moxley and become like the new leader of the Death Riders, if they call it that, whether it's something else, you know, that could be, you know, violence personified. And yeah, just give me more violence. Just give me more like, you know, unscripted violence.
Okay, so should we do predictions for the main event then?
Main event?
What we think is going to happen.
Oh, okay.
The main event. The final match, I should say, that we're talking about.
Oh, yeah, with Darby and...
For the I Quit. Because we haven't had our...
Someone's going to get hit with a Molotov cocktail. I'd see multiple... I think multiple people, because here's the thing, a Molotov cocktail, when it hits, like, obviously the liquid and spreads, so I think multiple people we're going to see a first time ever, a Molotov cocktail being used in a professional wrestling match. Like, yes, they got to do something off the fucking wall that we have never seen, especially like I said. I mean, first of all, I love what they did at the Comic-Con over the weekend. With Darby attacking.
More of that.
Yeah,
like, do it everywhere. Have Darby hiding in Lidl waiting to twat John Moxley with a melon. It doesn't have to be a Comic-Con. You know, why not?
Oh, a melon is very tame in comparison to a Molotov cocktail. But if you ask me, I think Darby's weapon of choice should be a Nokia 3310. Like, those things don't break. Just try and like
box of stickle bricks.
Yeah.
They use Lego. Stickle bricks are way better.
Oh, for sure. But no, I think wild prediction. Yeah, it's got to be the Molotov. They teased it, and it'll be at probably like, it won't be like necessarily in the ring. They'll probably venture outside or something in like the car park or whatever, and then Darby will throw it, and someone will catch fire. To probably Wheeler Yuta, probably like just temporarily catch fire. Someone will quickly douse him and put him out and everything. But it'll be like a really talked about moment, and yeah, I think that to me seems like the likely scenario. But I hope I'm wrong, and I hope that they do something that I could not have predicted, because I wanna come away.
Oh no, I want the Molotov. I think Yuta's got real flammable vibes.
he's got really flammable skin. He's got really flammable skin, hasn't he?
It looks flammable. The hair and it'll go up. Like, yeah.
Oh.
All right, I've done mine. Either Sting or Sting's son is getting used as a bargaining chip, and unless someone comes out to help Darby, that's going to end the match. Mark, give us a prediction.
I think that John Moxley will win, but I do think someone will be on fire, and hopefully for more than 3 seconds. I want to see someone actually on fire. Otherwise, what are we doing? Yeah,
you don't tease a Molotov cocktail
human
like
life.
that and not. Yeah.
I want fire. I want fire. I expect fire. If I don't get fire, I'm not watching AEW anymore.
Never again.
I will be highly disappointed, like Mark said, if nobody is engulfed in flames in any way, shape, or form. Like, we need that. I mean, you know what? Fuck it. Like, how about a wild card? What if Marina's the one who's set on fire? I mean, shit.
I think Sky Blue would write a complaint to Tony Khan saying, I wanted to be the first one to get set on fire, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, who knows?
Well,
if we're setting women on fire, let it be Sky. She's earned it.
She'd be the first one volunteering. It's like, right, we're
She'd
going to
Give
hold a
us a
talent
hug,
meeting.
Marina.
We're going to hold a talent meeting for the women. Say, right, we need somebody to get set on fire, and Sky's there, literally hands straight up, being like,
fight breaks out between her and Ty. Yeah, they both love hard.
That church she set on fire.
Anyway,
will be sitting there very happy. A bit of retribution for that church she set on fire.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. She got like kicked out of church.
Set fucking church on fire, man.
Setting someone on fire once.
This is a sick lady.
She set a person in the church on fire.
Oh.
It was They just happened to be in the church. It was attempted murder. It wasn't arson. Somehow that's better.
It's the details that matter, you know.
Yeah, get it right.
Arson's not a crime if you're Swerve Strickland, apparently.
No. Mm-mm.
Anyway,
Hangman was never a heel. He was always right.
That is not how we're ending this. Do us a proper outro, Brett.
I know, right. Okay, guys. So WrestleDream's gonna be WrestleDream's gonna be a lot of fun, but that'll do it for us here today. Episode 67 of the Group Chat Wrestling Podcast. Please listen to us on Spotify and watch us on YouTube as well. The next 24 hours we will release the new episode. Follow us on Twitter at GW Podcast UK. Follow us for all news updates and any future meet and greets at any independent shows or big shows down the line. Also follow us on Instagram and TikTok at GW Podcast UK, where we upload a couple of clips from every episode every week. Well, I am your American hero, that ball bro. We have Dan, Lucy, Wrestling Mark. Thank you for joining your time with a bunch of wrestling diehard marks as ourselves. We are the Group Chat Wrestling Podcast. Goodbye, mwah, and good night, bang.
We never charge for a
WrestleDream
meet
doesn't
and greet,
finish
by the way.
with Darby Allin looking like Michael Myers at the end of Halloween 2. We riot.